Ryan, I don't know if an hour and 55 minutes is enough time.
Well, we're going to have to make it work, Steve.
Did we do that joke before? I think we did.
Probably. Hey everyone, I'm Ryan.
Hello, and I'm Steve, and this is 60 Cycle Hum, the guitar buying, selling, trading, modding, fixing, breaking, reviewing, playing podcast.
It's still a podcast, even though it's on YouTube.
Yeah.
Don't worry, guys.
There is an audio component. As long as there's an audio component, it can be a podcast.
Yeah.
If there is not an audio-only version...
Nope, not a podcast anymore.
I actually think the definition is if it has an RSS feed, it can be a podcast. If it doesn't... it's just a vlog.
Welcome to the episode where we define what a podcast is.
It only took us 430 episodes to figure it out.
We figured it out. Someone gave birth to a baby at a Metallica concert.
The title I wrote down was Birth at Metallica, which immediately got me thinking about Scott Pilgrim versus the World, the movie, and his ex-girlfriend's band Clash at Demon Head. Mm-hmm. I don't know why Birth at Metallica.
It does sound like...
It sounds less like somebody giving birth at Metallica and more like...
A video game level?
A video game level.
I don't think Metallica is... Like a Metallica concert is the ideal place to give birth. But as long as everything turned out, you've got a story there?
Yeah, I mean, this is the story... But I kind of feel like...
And it says that it happened as band plays Enter Sandman, which I think is probably the most appropriate song to give birth to out of a Metallica set.
Exit light, enter night. Right? That's the lyric?
Yeah. It's a little dark.
It kind of makes sense.
But it's kind of child-themed in a way.
You know what would have been a better concert to give birth at, though, than that?
Santana. Because half the audience is going to be doctors anyways.
Oh, yeah. I knew there was a joke in there. I was going to say...
and the other half are going to be dentists. So you've got, there's a portion of the medical staff that will be ready to help deliver a baby. And then there'll be plenty of people there to give you tips on, teething advice and stuff like that.
I was going to say the best concert would be a Semisonic concert during closing time.
Yeah. There you go.
Since that, that song is about childbirth.
Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. Or live, they've got the Lightning Crashes song about the placenta hitting the floor.
Is that what that's about?
Or...
Is there a line in there about placenta hitting the floor?
The best band, the best show, the best song to deliver a baby to. Mm-hmm. All that she wants is another baby. That's right. Ace of Base, baby.
Do you know what that song's about?
It's probably about wanting to cheat on your significant other.
The story that I've heard, and I don't know if this is confirmed, is that song is about... it's
probably very political and deep.
That song is supposedly, at least some people say, I don't remember if this is confirmed, but I've seen it from multiple sources.
It's an anarchist anthem.
That song is about... in 1930s Germany, if you were a pregnant woman, they wouldn't send you to the concentration camps. So or you would get sent to like a better concentration camp. That's at least what some people think that song is about.
No.
Yeah, all that she wants is another baby. She's gone tomorrow.
It's so upbeat.
Dude,
it's such a happy sounding song.
People think I Saw the Sign is about seeing swastikas. I Saw the Sign and it opened up my eyes. It's about joining a cult. It's a very happy song about joining a cult. That some people believe that cult is Nazism. Like
people are really I'm going to have to look into this.
This isn't even like the 2020s are so dumb. Everything is Nazis and woke culture. Like, this is an old theory. This is not like a woke culture theory.
I've never heard of these connections to Ace of Base. That is incredible.
There's a lot of people who make happy songs, happy dark songs.
I mean, I've always heard about Chumbawamba being like a secret anarchist band or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Despite having a very like happy-go-lucky drinking song that everyone loves and feels good about. But Ace of Base?
Ace of Base.
You're going to start telling me that ABBA's got like deep political messages.
No, they just want to dance. Let's see.
They just want to dance. Going back to this Metallica baby, I hope that kid grows up to like Metallica. Otherwise, it's going to be like, this is the equivalent of like, yeah, my parents are big hippies. They gave birth to me or they conceived me at Woodstock or whatever. And I'm kind of just more into John Tesh. So,
okay. Wikipedia says that baby is slang for boyfriend. And that it's really about a woman who just
that was my assumption.
Goes from boyfriend to boyfriend.
Right. She's moving on. She's going on to a new love.
All right. That
makes sense.
I mean, it makes more sense.
Where's Steve getting all this secret info on Ace of Base having deep political socio lyrics?
I'm doing a quick read through about, I saw the sign.
Justin Bieber would be a good one to deliver a baby to. Because he's got that baby song. Because then he could be singing baby, baby, baby. And then he like starts pointing, baby, 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 we got a baby, 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 baby.
I was just thinking it would be really cool to have a baby at like a Fish concert or something. Everyone would just be like super chill about it.
Yeah.
Just be like, oh, hey, there's a baby over there.
There's definitely going to be someone like on the sidelines, like watching it happen.
There would also
be
a lot of doctors there.
Crocheting like a tie-dye little onesie for your baby as it's being born. Yeah, another show where there'd be a lot of doctors and medical professionals at it.
You could have your baby at a Dave Matthews Band concert, like during Crash Into Me.
Okay.
That kind of works.
Bands with a medical audience. What are your top couple bands with a medical audience?
With Joe Bonamassa, for sure.
For sure. We want to make assumptions about kind of like the easy listening bluesy rock type of doctors, but there's got to be some hardcore like old school punk doctors out there that are just like lining up to go see Anal Cunt play or something like that.
Jeez. I don't know about your doctor, but my doctor's more of a cattle decapitation guy.
That's where I was going next. I mean, if you're a lady, you want to go to a gynecologist that listens to the Cramps. That's just the reality of it, They understand what you're going through. This topic does not have a lot of legs, and we are squeezing as much blood out of the stone as we can right now. Someone gave birth at a Metallica show.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
She was sitting in the special area.
The birthing area?
I guess.
Is there an expectant mother's area at Metallica shows? Like how there's the first couple rows of parking spots at Babies R Us, rest in peace. That are just for expectant mothers.
Like what also came to mind is you could give birth during Like a Surgeon at a Weird Al concert. Have you seen the trailer for the Weird Al?
I'm excited to watch it.
It looks kind of pretty good.
I am not a Harry Potter fan, but I've liked everything else I've seen him in.
I've only seen him in one other thing, and it was Swiss Army Man.
Swiss Army Man was wonderful. It was sincerely wonderful.
Yeah.
I'm legitimately excited to watch this Weird Al Yankovic biopic. Are we calling it a biopic or a biopic?
I don't know. It looks better than the Elton John one. That's all I know about it.
Yeah.
But then I don't know if it genuinely looks better than like that one or like Bohemian Rhapsody, or if I just I like Weird Al more than I like Elton John and Queen, which isn't a dig at Elton John or Queen. It just speaks more about how much I would like how absurd Weird Al is.
Here's something I'm going to say, and it might be popular or unpopular, but I'm going to say it.
Okay.
I feel like the Freddie Mercury and Elton John movies were birthed out of the success of the Ray Charles movie and the Johnny Cash movie, but they didn't deliver the kind of fulfilling experience that those two movies gave you. They felt like cash grabs in a way.
Interesting.
Does that?
I think I kind of understand what you're saying. There definitely, the Freddie Mercury, obviously Bohemian Rhapsody is supposed to be, I guess, about I haven't seen it, but it's about Queen, right? Elton John obviously is Elton John, but both, the Queen story, or specifically like Freddie Mercury's story and everything around that band, or Elton John's story and his 60-year musical journey are these kind of like they're gut-wrenching stories. Like, just you could read it and be like, oh man, this is insane. But it's insane for all of these. It's just off the rails for all of these very obviously painful reasons. Freddie Mercury getting AIDS and all that kind of stuff. Elton John being like married to a woman for years and then eventually coming out as gay. Like those kinds of things.
I don't mean any slight on their stories or any dislegitimacy.
Right, but in turn, like telling those stories in film does kind of, you can look at it cynically and be like, this is a story that's trying to win an Oscar.
Yes, but like also I felt like the delivery of those stories had a bit of TV movie made for VH1 kind of energy to it, where the Ray Charles movie and the Johnny Cash movie felt more substantial.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
You know what I mean? I'm not saying those stories didn't need to be told or shouldn't be told. They certainly should be told. But the execution felt like a cash grab, money sort of thing.
I just kind of look at it from the perspective of like they so in the trailers for those, Elton John, I don't remember the Elton John trailer, the Rocket Man trailer, what song, probably Rocket Man.
Sure.
And then, obviously Bohemian Rhapsody, all of the majority of the known songs from Queen's catalog are like these epic songs, right? But the Weird Al trailer ends with, anybody got an accordion?
Right.
Like when you I don't know what Weird Al's story is. Maybe there's a lot of meat there that I just don't know. It just, the premise of it seems ridiculous to me.
I'm going to say, and what I was leading to is I have the hope, maybe I have the expectation that the Weird Al movie will feel more sincere, more joyful, maybe more emotional than the Freddie Mercury and Elton John movie. I think I think it'll definitely be more charming, but I feel like it'll have more emotional weight to it.
Interesting.
That's my prediction.
Okay, 2 more shows. You can knock them both out on a trip to Las Vegas. One is...
an honorable mention to Walk Hard, the Dewey Cox story, the movie that all of these movies are referencing, obviously.
Obviously.
Yeah.
You can go to Las Vegas. You can potentially... I don't know if these shows are still running, but maybe they are, maybe they aren't. One is you can give birth to your child during a Britney Spears concert, Hit Me Baby One More Time. Or for the deepest of... Not really that deep cut, because I guess it was a hit. You can give birth during the baby, baby, baby part of Celine Dion's All Coming Back to Me Now.
I mean, you've got to hit it on the spot.
You got to do it during one of the... I mean, it happens a few times in the song.
Like Enter Sandman gives you it's still a small chunk of time, but it's a chunk of time to work with. Hitting that baby, baby, baby. And with Justin Bieber, you've got a lot of babies to work with there.
There's a lot of babies there.
But that's a very specific window. With Ace of Base, there's a lot of babies there to work with. It's an entire song.
Okay, I got it. Give birth during Devo's cover of Satisfaction.
Yeah.
There's like 15
baby, better come back next week. Because you see, I'm on a loser streak. I can't get no.
And then
A satisfaction. I can't get me no. Give the action. Because I try. And then you're going into labor. And you try. And you try. And then the baby pops out.
And you're done trying.
Yeah. I can't get no. I just want to keep singing it. I love Devo. I'd give birth to a Devo
Would
concert.
you say that you're a devotee?
Yes, I would.
Okay.
Do you feel like you just came up with that?
I don't know.
In your mind, did you just come up with calling a Devo fan a devotee?
I'm sure lots of people have done it, but yeah, I have not seen it anywhere else. It's not an original idea.
Steve just invented that in his Steve brain.
It's just I admit that it is very obvious.
It's
and
so obvious.
I'm not sitting here going like, hey, Ryan, check out this thing I just came up with. Devo fans could be called devotees.
I'm pretty sure that's what they call their fans.
I don't know, man.
All right, let's talk about other stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know what else.
If you want to support this nonsense, head on over to patreon.com/60cyclehumcast, where for as little as $1 a month, that is $12 a year. Actually, it's if you sign up for the full year, it's $11.04.
Because you get 1 month free,
year.
baby.
You can support this nonsense if everyone who watched the episode 2 weeks ago,
that episode got over 10,000 views.
Signed up. Would not complain about that.
We're both mortgage boys now.
Yeah,
we need those Patreon dollars. You know, honestly, like if every person who watched like Patreoned at $1,
that would cover both of our mortgages.
yeah, we'd be all right. We'd be doing all right.
Actually, after the Patreon cut, it would cover all of your mortgage and most of mine.
We'd be most of the way there.
Yeah. My day job would cover the rest of mine. Right now, I'm not sure if it does.
A significant moment for me as a fellow homeowner, Steve, was when the YouTube ad revenue started paying my mortgage. And I was like, it's like when that feeling of like, oh, I just made rent. You know,
right, yeah,
at that point in the month, you're like, oh, I just made rent. That feels so good. Like all the other money is for other bills now, you know?
Yeah,
so that was a significant moment for me. Maybe we'll have that significant moment in the future sometime for both of us. And then Steve and I can both feel that joy in our life. Woo! I kind of doubt we'll ever hit that moment. Hey, making mortgage payments with Patreon money. We would appreciate it in ways that you guys could never imagine. But it would blow my mind if that ever happened.
This ad was sent by Jeremy Talcott. Let's make a note here so I can reference this later when
My children have been burning out the battery on our very old iPad.
Is it dead?
Watching kids YouTube. So I'm going to look at your iPad.
All right.
It's down at 10%. I could probably keep going, but I have a feeling it's got like 2 minutes left.
This is a video game guitar sent by Jeremy Talcott. They want $650. It just says one of a kind. Has a video game system embedded into the guitar. DM me with any questions. Tags, Fender, Gibson, Ibanez. They put the Inye, the little tilde above the in. Yamaha, Taylor, Arcade. NES.
Raul Ibanez.
You know that's a real person?
I'm sure it is.
Yeah, he played for the Seattle Mariners.
Of course, he's a sports person.
This
I'm loving the Bo Diddley shape on this.
Okay, I only have one complaint with this. I think it's pretty easy. I like the back of this. I like this Mario. This is all looks like it's laser etched on the back. It's very cool.
It is very humdone looking.
Right now they got Mega Man queued up. Oh, this is one of those 180 in one. So you can pick your own things. But they got Contra. They got Mario 16. I don't know what Mario 16 is.
It probably means 16-bit Mario.
Oh, is that how the?
Yeah.
They got a little controller at the bottom with a joystick and a couple buttons, so that's pretty cool.
There's a lot of I'm appreciating the concept of the build, but there's a lot of visual noise here and redundancy for the sake of it. Like it is the dimensions of an original NES controller with representations of the controls are really big. cross pad. What are those called?
D-pad.
A D-pad.
Short for, I believe, direction.
Directional pad, and then 2 big red buttons, and then your start and your menu button. And then they have the functional buttons that are normal size down below. So you're getting a lot of like doubling up of stuff. Like, I know they wouldn't have been able to make the D-pad and the buttons functional or whatever. And then you've got the guitar knobs on top of it.
Right.
And then it's a big wood panel thing. And then you have a strip of decoration that has a representation of a Mario level. So they're trying to make it look like a arcade console in a way.
Yeah.
But it's not
hitting for you.
It's not a clean execution.
I would just wish the buttons, the knobs could have been integrated anywhere, like into the thing. Like, I feel like the knobs could have been actually put like on top of the buttons, and it would be a cleaner execution.
I mean, no matter,
this thing is huge. I don't like how.
Yeah, it's really big.
How much does this thing weigh?
Also, like, I think a really fun thing about this is even if you're just sitting there playing video games, you're still playing guitar. What are you doing in your room right now, Johnny? Just playing guitar, Mom. Oh, wink. Now she thinks that I'm practicing an instrument when really I'm trying to beat this Mega Man level.
My only real complaint on this is I forget what this character's name is.
That's that Mexican bee guy.
Yeah, is that
I forget his name too.
Like Chapulin? Or
something like that.
Else?
He's like the comedy, like red and yellow bee guy.
I don't understand why this
also, why is there a Fender truss rod plate on this first act neck? Like, there's a lot of big questions here.
Yeah.
What did they want for this? $650?
$650.
It's not clean enough to ask that. Like, it's a fun concept in a fun direction, but it's not a clean enough concept or execution.
Now that you point out some of the issues, I mean, I don't know if it's worth $650. I think it's a really fun idea.
Like, look at this detail here. Like, the way there's...
that's because
there's really sketchy routing for the humbucker, and, like, you can tell just by looking at it that that's, like, the cheapest bridge that they could find and things like that. Like,
it's probably off of a first act. It's
right.
All this is...
It's all first act parts. Except for the pickup. That's not a first act pickup. We know that just by looking at it. Because they have those fun, funky pickups. I don't know. They were going a really fun direction with it.
This was just like a dinner table, maybe that like someone had like a Nintendo themed coffee table.
That's totally possible.
Let's look at the back of this thing again. Like the back of this definitely gives off some like coffee table vibes.
Yeah, the way that center stain is there is like maybe I'm getting what's it called? A side table for next to your bed. Mm-hmm. Because I think there was a cabinet underneath this, and that's why that back panel is stained different. I think this was on top of an end table. It was on top of an end table.
Okay.
And they pulled off the top of an end table to make a guitar body. And they just saw that grain and like, oh, that'll work. And it's just like there's a lot of really sloppy execution here, and maybe there's someone who'll pay the $650 for it, but it's a novelty. This is fully a novelty, and honestly, like I'm getting $275 vibes at best.
$275,
and that's being generous. It's being generous because this is not going to be a great playing guitar.
Yeah, now I'm looking at how the gray part is kind of wrapped around. That's
it's all really sketchy.
Rough.
Like it's not clean.
Well, it looked good from 6 feet away.
I mean, if you're looking for a stage piece for something fun to pull out for your solo, like in your chiptune band, yeah, I guess. But I feel like you could probably nail down better execution,
right,
pretty easily. That's my gut, though. I don't know. You guys disagree with me. You guys can always say in the comments, like, no, I'd pay $650 for that. You're wrong. Ryan, you are wrong, and I disagree with you. I want to hear you say those words to me because you have the freedom to do so. All right, let's move on.
This episode is brought to you by Big Ear Pedals. Head on over to bigearpedals.com. Get on the mailing list. Go jump on their Instagram. You know what they do that's really fun is Grant likes to go live on Instagram. He has
he does a little show on Instagram.
A little show where he people, we're just kind of random people jump in and talk about their pedal boards and stuff, and it's a lot of fun. So head on over there. Also, if you get on the mailing list or if you're following them on Instagram, you'll find out when new batches of pedals are going to get kicked out there. So go check them out. Big Ear Pedals.
I'm making them bounce around and dance around the logo over here. They're on either side of it.
I see what
there
you're
we
doing.
go.
I
I've
see
got
how it
the low
works.
here, which I call the low AF because it works great with kind of basses and baritones and things like that. It does really great with like low frequency instruments. It does great with everything else too, but I like it for baritones and whatnot. I've got the L here, which is a fantastic always on reverb. It's a little bit modern. It's a little bit vintage. It's a nice blend of the two, of like a spring with like a little bit of a slight modulation on it. I think it's a really pretty sounding reverb.
You
So
just-
go check out
never mind.
Big Ear. What did I say?
Nothing. You're
What did
fine.
I do?
You're fine.
What
You're
did I do?
fine. You're fine. What's new, Ryan?
I don't know what's new anymore. Is any of this new?
I don't know. You want to open some mail?
Yeah, let's open some mail.
All right, I got this first one. It was sent by Horst Prillinger. This might be the furthest piece of mail we've received. It's from Austria.
Austria.
I don't know if we've received anything further than
I didn't know that they had post offices in Austria. You learn something new about Austria every day.
What does that mean?
I don't know. I actually never even, spent the time thinking about whether or not they had post offices in Austria. I'll say that.
Oh, he says, hello, Ryan and Steve. Here are some stickers I usually send along with my pedals. Hope they arrive before the guitar is fully covered. Keep up the good work. I enjoy your videos a lot. These are Vorp Effects stickers. So we got the beard
Oh,
face.
fun.
He's the Vorp Effects guy. The double dodo.
That's the one I have.
Do the time warp with the Vorp Effects double dodo. The have a cuppa espresso. There's a bunch. Double dodo power.
I feel like the double dodo is going to go on there. I got a letter here from Jeff Molson. Steve and or Ryan figured we could thank some sponsors with these stickers. I know the rule is only one sticker. One, so the two of you can rock, paper, scissors for the other because, as you know, these are rare stickers. P.S. Hope Steve got some
Long guitar content.
long guitar content. Okay.
At Guitar House. No, I got sick instead.
So we've got a D'Addario XT sticker here, and we've got a Sweetwater sticker. Let's figure out what's going on.
Which one of these double dodos you want to do, man?
Let's do the one without the text.
All right. Throw these other ones in the sticker pile. Boom.
Oh, there we go. Is there a convenient place on the front?
Yeah, put that thing on Mike Tyson.
There we go.
Boom. That covers all of... Bye, Mike.
Yeah, people were
See ya.
complaining that we put the sticker depicting a rapist on there. And we're sorry for that. So we meant to cover it up, and then we just finally got around to it. So sorry, Mike Tyson, that we covered you, but not sorry as well. I'm going to put this D'Addario sticker back here. I was contacting the grounding wire. Oh, well.
Cool.
There we go. To circle back from that, I actually deleted a lot of that content, and we were talking about it on a previous episode. I actually had no idea that Mike Tyson was a rapist because I'm not a sports person.
Are you saying all the things that you just deleted from the other one?
No, I'm not saying all of them. I'm
Right.
saying the one that matters. I'm saying the one thing that matters. I had no idea because I'm not a sports person.
This was
Steve knew, though, and he didn't say anything.
I forgot. This is from Matthew Burnside. He says, greetings. Oh my gosh. This is
Wow, that's a letter. That's a lot to read right now, Steve.
All right. He does a podcast. It's called This Is Rad with Kyle Clark and Matthew Burnside. You can listen to it at thisisradpodcast.com. This is a rad sticker.
This is a rad sticker.
And I will have to remember to read this after
With big stickers like this guitar is filling up fast.
Yeah, there we go.
Covering up the Great Lakes a little bit there. Sorry, Great Lakes. I'm going to use my little razor here and get a clean cut. Just so that can tuck in. There we go.
That's cool.
Whoever wins this thing, I want you to publish a video of you stripping all the stickers off.
What if they don't want to? What
Then
if
they
wanna
don't
leave it
have
as
to.
is?
If they want to leave it as is, that's up to them. We're going to need little stickers for the edges.
Yeah. You got any other what's new, man?
I don't think so. Can you think of anything that's new in my life? I'm going to Sweetwater.
Oh, yeah, you're going to Sweetwater.
And I'm going to be going to NAMM soon after this episode airs.
When is this coming out? Okay, this might be, is this the last episode before NAMM?
Maybe?
I'm looking at my calendar here.
We're definitely going to record again before NAMM.
Oh, yeah. We'll have one more episode after this before NAMM.
Okay.
I don't know if I'm going to go to NAMM because I own a mortgage now and I'm going to be kind of in the middle of getting ready to move.
Yeah.
So it depends on what kind of things are going on. I might not.
Yeah. Well, I will have a hotel room if you want to come crash one night.
Are you inviting me to your hotel room?
I am.
Right?
Steve, come back to my hotel room with me.
Oh, okay.
For NAMM. It's a podcast thing, guys. Don't worry about it. NAMM predictions? Do we want to do NAMM predictions?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, I guess we could do it now, or we could do it on next episode. My prediction is I looked at the exhibitor list. It's gonna be a bloodbath, man. It's gonna be not great.
A bloodbath implies that it's going to be a lot more interesting than it's going to be.
I think it's going to be like so uninteresting that like the channels that go to cover it are just going to be like, why did I come here?
Henning and Andy backed out of coming, and I tried to talk them out of it when they first told me that they were coming, and then when they insisted, oh no, we're going to come. We think it'll be worth it. I was like, okay, you guys are going to be here in town for like a week and a half. I'm going to book extra hotel time so I can hang out with you guys. And then they backed out. So now I have extra hotel time that I can't refund. It's non-refundable.
Yeah.
So I have like 2 days of hotel time extra than I actually need. So I don't know what I'm going to do about that. Maybe I'll find a babysitter and Lauren can come out and hang out with me.
I think that there's there are big brands that are going to be there. Yamaha is back in the building. They're not in the hotel across the street anymore.
They're in the room where Fender would normally be,
but
right?
That's the thing, is they're in the room that Fender would be in. So it's just kind of like you get this trade-off.
I am excited to visit the Yamaha booth and check out the other Rev Stars because I haven't gotten to try one of the P90 models yet and things like that. So I'm excited to check those out. And I want to check out the cheaper version of the Rev Star to see what those are like.
Element version.
Yeah, they're like the $499 version or whatever. Because people are saying that they like the sounds of the pickups and those things. And I want to see how they play. If they play pretty close to similar to the Rev Star I already have, I mean, there could be a fun mod project there or something with one of those. And one comes like in a neon yellow. Yeah, I'm excited to see that. But yeah, I'm really not expecting there to be. Maybe we'll be surprised. I'm not expecting there to be a ton of like content worthy stuff.
I think and I'm trying to remember the list, kind of offhand. I think a lot of like West Coast companies are still going to be there. I think like Seymour Duncan's still going to be there. So it'll kind of be interesting to see. Seymour Duncan usually does kind of like a trailer.
What could
kind of set up like an RV, but
what could be interesting?
I don't know.
NAMM was trying to shop around giving booths away to podcasters. You're like, hey, you want a booth? You can come have a podcast booth, and you set up and you podcast at your booth. And I think they were trying to fill floor space,
right?
Sort of situation. And I was like, the person who approached me about that sort of concept, who was part of organizing it, or who had been contacted about it, I was like, I can really do everything I need to do just walking around. I don't need to be tied to a booth, and I'd rather not be tied to a booth. So that's, I think, the way most people in our positions think. Like, we can stand and hold microphones anywhere. Like, we don't need a booth to do that.
If they're just giving away booths, you just like go there and you put a bunch of stickers on the table and you put a sign that says
out for lunch,
60 cycle hum, we'll be back later. It's tough. And I always feel like, I will say this, I feel like NAMM media relations, they really love media people.
I didn't have to track down the information to register this year. I know you registered before me.
Because I had to track it down.
But they emailed me directly and were like, "Hey, you."
Because I told them to.
Is that why it happened?
So I went to the media thing, but for what it's worth, I went to the media thing, and there I was like, "Hey, I gave them my information, and they emailed me, and in the email they're like, "Oh, is Ryan going to go too?" And I was like, send him the thing.
Even with that, like, there's been years where we apply or I apply, and then I get an automated message like a week later, like, "Oh, we need a assignment letter from your editor."
Right.
And it's like, that's me. I'm
Yeah.
I'm that person. I'm the person that would write an assignment letter for myself. So I'd write out, "I, Ryan Burke, editor, chief editor of 60 Cycle Hum, am assigning Ryan Burke to cover the NAMM show."
You know what I'm most...
Because they wouldn't accept my application without a cover letter.
You know what I'm
like
most
that.
bummed about if I don't get to go at all? I might just have to like find a way to go up for like a day and not even spend the night. One is the people. Two is if they requested a nickname for my badge. My requested name for my badge was the other guy. So I kind of just want the badge.
I don't know if I had the option to do that this time. I don't remember getting the prompt to do it.
Mine asked, so I put something in there.
One of my favorite ones. I don't
know if they're actually going to put it because I've never had one with a nickname.
Yeah. I think I did it 2 years ago. I had it say clickbait on there, and the security guard was the only one to notice it, and he loved it every morning. He was like, "Clickbait, I love it," and no one else noticed the entire show.
So where I was going with that though is I kind of feel like it's a bummer because I think that the hangs for people who show will be fun.
Yeah.
I think people who can make the trip will have a good time hanging out with each other.
That's the part. That's pretty much the only reason I'm going.
That's always the main thing for a lot of people.
I can't wait to hang out with people.
But I think there's always like a little. I usually feel like I walk away with at least one or two products that I'm stoked about. That I want to talk about.
And it doesn't feel like there's a setup for there to be very much new exciting stuff.
Looking at the list this year, I just
I think
maybe I'll find there's some new brand that will pop out that's doing it but I just
what I was leading to earlier, saying that they were trying to fill booths.
Yeah.
I'm honestly wondering a little bit if there will be small brands, small builders that look at this as an opportunity to get into big NAMM with accessibility to affordable booths, or maybe if there are affordable booths available. Mm-hmm. So maybe we will get to see some up and comers that have something new and novel, something freaky and weird that normally would have been in the basement. Now it'll be up on a normal floor mixed up.
Because there's no basement.
Because they're like, we're trying to fill space. Let's get, all the people with their odd gadgets in here. Maybe there'll be plenty of that to check out. Maybe there will be some exciting stuff to see.
Yeah.
I don't know. It could surprise us.
I don't want to like fully write it off. I just know it's like tough to go through a search of, the various companies that we've worked with in the past and whatever, and basically have nobody
and then
show up.
You got
as having a booth. So maybe they'll be there just to hang out. We don't know, but.
And honestly, like, everything that's happened the last 2 years has been a bummer, but I think it's been a moment where a lot of brands and builders, especially in the direct sale, leading to like Chase Bliss, they're going direct sale. They're not going to be working with retailers in the near future.
Yeah.
A lot of small companies have realized that they don't have to go through retailers. They can do their own sales departments and stuff like that and sell direct to consumer. And once you do that, there's not a lot of reason to be at NAMM because they've already marketed themselves. They don't need distribution. They don't need to talk to retailers and have meetings with retailers. So what is the reason to go to NAMM other than just to be there?
Right.
So, it's a lot of money just to be there, and a lot of travel and a lot of time away from your actual business just to be there.
Yeah.
So it's NAMM is a lot of fun, and I love being there, and I think it is overall good for the industry, but it will be interesting to see how the industry shifts and moves and adapts around their actual needs as far as what NAMM can provide, because I think those needs are becoming fewer and thinner. You know?
And I would also add, looking at the vendor list and looking at the way everything's set up, this is a very guitar-centric conversation, because it does look like a lot of the. In fact, I didn't look if they were going to be there or not. I don't know if Roland Boss is going to be there because I didn't look. But I think a lot of the first couple rooms that are more sound systems, student instruments, like that kind of stuff, like band instruments, like those rooms still look like they're full. Yeah. It's just the entire basement's gone, but the basement was a mix of like OEM, sound system people and
folk instruments
and other stuff. And so I think a lot of those still might be there. They're just moving up.
Right. I think there's across the board, there's going to be less people displaying. And so there's going to just, they don't need all the room that they usually would fill, but maybe we'll be surprised how full it is.
Yeah.
I mean, but I went to Summer NAMM last year, and it was like embarrassingly small.
Did you enter every day and you were just singing the specials?
I only went one day.
Did you enter every day?
It was, this place was feeling like a ghost town.
One day.
This town. It was feeling like a ghost town. All right, another ad.
This ad was sent by Michael Kraus. This is for a vintage Chroma electric learning guitar, model HGS, serial number, some other stuff. Very unique item. Created back in the late 1970s and 80s, in part by Howard Roberts.
You realize that if Michael Kraus and Mark DeBrune stop sending ads, we might be in trouble?
Yeah. Originally,
everyone else, send us ads, please.
Originally, they were made to be lightweight for beginners to learn on. They came with colored strings, instructional learning booklet, strap, and cassette, all boxed together. This listing, however, is for the guitar only in the fabric carrying case it was found in. All other items listed were not found and therefore not included. Thanks for that information.
We could not find them.
Original strings, as original strings were color-coded for learning, although colored strings could easily be purchased from various instrument retailers if buyer desired. The guitars were made of plastic. Some of these are made of plastic. This one is not. It is made of wood. It's very light. And it is a triangle.
Sort of triangle. Thing. I mean, speaking of Devo, this looks like a very Devo acoustic guitar.
It's made in Indonesia, and it looks like it's ripe for doing some kick flips.
Excuse me.
I've made to the end. Oh, the case is an Ibanez case.
I want it to be an electric.
It feels like, well, there is a knob, so it must be like some kind of amplification.
Is this a flying A? It looks like an A.
That's a good call. I was going to call it a flying H.
No, it's not an H.
Yeah, it's more of an A.
It is an A.
Is this a terrible shape for a student guitar? Is this going to sit well on your lap?
No, it's not going to be a good lap guitar. But, imagine this as an electric.
You know why this is a student guitar? Because you don't have to buy a stand.
It's kind of like those Lugs. Or it's like I forget that ukulele company that makes ukes that are kind of similar to that shape. I forget what they were called.
It does have
Fluke. Fluke was the name.
Fluke uke?
Yeah, Fluke ukes.
Fascinating.
Yeah. They were kind of like an ovation construction with a plastic bowl back sort of thing.
So this is wood. I've never seen one of these. So that part of it is, I've never even seen anything like this.
It's very unique.
But
I'm sure it plays like hot garbage.
Oh, you don't think this is a great playing guitar, Ryan?
I mean,
I didn't even know they made guitars in Indonesia in the 80s. So that's kind of blowing my mind a little.
I mean, it does look like it's been kicked around a bit, which means someone was probably playing it.
Yeah, it's been knocked down, and this person is asking you to pay $170 to pick it up again.
If I had unlimited storage space, I would buy this just because it's a curiosity, just because it's interesting to look at, without any hope of it being a playable guitar. But for $200, as a conversation piece that you hang in your house, I think there's something fun about it.
Oh yeah, ships for $30.
Yeah, it's $100.
You could find room for this, Ryan. You can put one of your guitars up in the attic next to all the Brazilian butts you got up there.
I do have a Brazilian butts in the attic.
That's a lot of butts.
I
just stole that joke from you.
Lauren and I were telling Steve about when we bought our house, and there was all this stuff left over in the attic, and we were going through it, and we found a trash bag full of old clothes and old booty DVDs, like DVDs of women shaking their booties.
Right.
There's no other way to say it. And then one of them was Brazilian themed. So there is that. So we're telling Steve that when he gets the keys to his new house to be on the lookout for.
I'm not even planning on going into the attic.
Brazilian DVDs. There's a Brazilian of them up there. Yeah. You're going to go in the attic, man. You're going to be a homeowner. You're going to go in the attic.
I have to.
You have to.
Law.
There's some.
I'm going to have to buy a ladder first.
Eventually, you're going to be like, I don't want to keep my Christmas stuff in the garage. I'm going to put it in the attic.
Well, my garage is different than yours. My garage has
rafters.
Has rafters.
All right.
Probably will keep my Christmas stuff in the garage.
There you go. Lucky guy with rafters in his garage.
All right. Anyway,
I expect you to build a 60 cycle hum Site B in your garage.
I don't think
I'll get you the same paint chip, and you can paint the walls.
I could paint my office. I can paint my office however I want.
Oh, his office.
Office. It's my office.
Big boy over here. He's got a mortgage. He's got an attic. He's got rafters. He's got an office. Big boy.
You know who else has an office, Ryan?
Who?
Sponsor of this show, Chase Bliss Audio.
They do have an office, don't they? Because they are a business that sells the product that they manufacture. I happen to be holding one of those products right now.
It's the Habit.
The Habit. Their newest freaky deaky delay pedal. Yeah, it's a delay. But it gets wild and gets crazy and it gets glitchy. It'll write its own songs. You feed a little bit of noise into there and it'll chop it up and rearrange it and turn it into some beat that you want to jam over. Think about that. It's self-aware. Artificial intelligence in a guitar pedal, guys. You know you want to get in on this. So go hit up Chase Bliss Audio, follow them on social media, get on their email lists, write them a physical letter like you write to Santa, and tell them what you think about this podcast. We'll greatly appreciate it. And huge thanks to Chase Bliss for once again sponsoring this nonsense that you guys keep watching for some reason.
They're the Digital Brain Analog Heart guys. Go check them out. This last ad was sent by Jeremy Talcott. I was thinking about this when you said it earlier. Jeremy Talcott. So literally the last two episodes, we had ad submissions from 3 people and Jeremy Talcott was the third. Each one of them submitted 2 ads.
Right.
Actually. So we did two ads from Jeremy Talcott, 2 ads from Mark DeBruyne, and 2 ads from Michael Krause. I did not see this one. Here's
what I want to do.
Before
Michael Krause, Mark DeBruyne, Jeremy Talcott. Talcott, did I say it right? Talcott. Send us your ads next in 2 weeks. Send us to them. But everyone else send us ads. We want to do an episode without those 3 super ad supporters. We want to do an episode completely devoid of Mark DeBruyne and Michael Krause for sure, because they are always sending stuff in and we always pick it.
You're offering the listeners a challenge.
I'm challenging new people to send us ads from your local Craigslist, OfferUp, Facebook Marketplace, eBay, wherever you find them. If you see something interesting that you think we would enjoy talking about, or that people would enjoy hearing us talk about.
Maybe you see something ridiculous on Reverb.
Something ridiculous on Reverb. Why wouldn't you send it to us? Certainly there's no one else that you would send a ridiculous Reverb ad to, right? I can't think of a list of people that you would send a ridiculous Reverb ad to.
This is, I gotta get to the description.
To break face and reference the joke a little bit, maybe we should just start stealing ads that Fluff covers on ridiculous Reverb.
I mean, it's
listings.
not the worst idea.
It's not the worst idea. We could do it. Let's rehash what he does. All right.
Handmade wood. Yeah, this ad was sent to us by Ryan Bruce. Handmade wooden guitar base, spelled BASE, and neck For DIY project, do yourself it project.
Yourself it.
$25 is the buy it now price. For whatever reason, this is listed as $55 shipping. So you're talking about $80
Well,
for this
you want to
full
make
thing.
sure it doesn't get damaged in shipping. This deserves the utmost of packing quality and the highest level of insurance you can afford.
Handmade wooden guitar base for DIY project as seen in photos. Ask all questions before purchase. Yeah, I got a question.
That's talking. It catches me by surprise every time.
I got a question. What the fuck?
I almost admire this. Almost.
Trying to sell this, like this person, I listened to a
When you try to sell this, you either are admitting that you did this or you're admitting that you bought this. This came into your life by your own choice. Like choosing to sell this instead of hiding it in the woods or burning it so no one can see the evidence of your transgression.
This neck has
wild.
This neck has 6 holes drilled into it for the neck plate, but none of them appear
none of them are lined up with each other.
line up with anything on the body itself. There's only so it's because it has the original 4, but this neck pocket only has 2 holes.
Well, can't you see, Steve, this is a comfort heel,
Gosh. I watched this video the other day, and it was a comic, and she was talking about how big dick energy isn't a real thing. But I would submit to you, like, whatever energy this seller has, that's the energy that I want.
Oof.
This is some serious something.
If you have the confidence to pull this out and play it on a stage somewhere, you've got no insecurities. You've got nothing you're worried about.
I mean, maybe if it was all put together, like it wouldn't. I could see bands, like concept bands, where you could pull this out on stage and it would fit whatever the hell's going on. If you were doing it
looks like you handed a Telecaster to a blind man, and then he described that to someone else. He tried to draw that out for someone else. Yeah. And he's like, this is the guitar shape I want.
That the body is almost like makes sense from like a comic book sketch version of a Telecaster.
It definitely looks like a cartoon version of a guitar.
And I could see, like, if you were in an Oh Brother Where Art Thou cover band, but instead of a double bass, you wanted like an electric bass, this could maybe pull that off.
This is what I imagine anytime I demo some guitar and someone in the comments is like, oh, $1,200. I could build that in my backyard for $50. Yeah, this is what you would be building, isn't it? Isn't it?
Here's what
Be honest. This is what you would be building for $50.
The amount of gall that it takes to list this. Here's what's going to happen. There's a buy it now. What's the problem here is you can't make an offer because Super Rich Steve would like to offer this person $1 million just to keep it. Please don't ship this guitar to Super Rich Steve. Here's $1 million just because you had the whatever you have that got you to list this on eBay.
Super rich asshole Ryan has entered the conversation.
What?
Super rich asshole Ryan is going to offer the seller to not only keep the guitar, and I'm going to have to outdo Super Rich Steve because you offered $1 million. I'm going to have to go 10 million.
Not 6 million.
I'm like, 10 million. You keep the guitar, but you have to wear it on your shoulder with a strap every day for a year. Everywhere you go. People, and it doesn't matter if you put the neck on it or not. I want people to see the body. I'll sweeten the deal. I'll throw in an extra $1 million if you put the neck on it. You walk around every single day wearing this bass guitar, and everyone in your life can see it. But after a year, you'll have either 10 or $11 million.
I think maybe in that case you slap a clock to it, and
It's
now you're country Flava Flav.
It's a scarlet letter situation where you get paid a vast amount of money at the end of it, instead of shame and abuse from a cold-hearted society.
You get shame and abuse from a rich guy.
You get paid a lot of money, and everyone has to see what you've done. That's, you're rich, but you've got this social punishment of people seeing exactly what you've done. No more hiding. It's out in the open now.
This thing is so bad.
I almost love it. It's so bad.
Do you think it
I
comes,
want to know what
you think it
pickup
comes back?
I want to know what pickup he was routing out for that, because that's a huge route. And I know there's big bass pickups out there, but that's huge, right?
I don't understand. I feel like I should know what pickup would fit in there.
It's like one of those novelty like Hershey's bars. It's like that big.
You know what shape I almost think that is the Rickenbacker bridge pickup.
Oh, maybe. It's so huge. And like the headstock is like so bizarre.
The headstock is nonsense.
They cut away the part where the low E tuner would be, and then they moved the D tuner down to the lower fin of the bottom side of what would be the lower part of the fender headstock.
Which is actually, that's the real problem with this, is you're going to sell this to someone for $25 plus $55 shipping. They're going to assemble it. They're going to wear it onto stage. They're going to be playing their song. In the middle of the song, they're going to get a cease and desist from Music Man for using a 3+1 headstock.
That's the real problem here. That's the real problem. The real victim here is Music Man. And they used two different styles of tuner on the back.
Some of them are backwards. One of them is backwards, because this was a design for these were tuners off of a 2x2.
They want $80 for this.
You know what I want, Ryan?
They want $80 for this. I hope they sell it. I hope they do. What do you want, Steve?
Hey, Ryan and Steve, big fan of the podcast and your channel. Here's a song for the end of the podcast. It's just a rough instrumental I did in Logic with a MIJ Jazzmaster, Fender Amp Sim, Squire Mustang bass, and a few other Logic instruments and effects. Hope you enjoy. This is from Ryan L., and this song is called Molecule.
fun jam. I find now that I've been playing bass, I've been paying attention to bass more in songs.
Oh,
You know, and I was listening to that like fun, like kind of synthy bass that was in there. This is a fun letter.
Yeah.
And I feel like we screwed him over a little bit by not reading it in its entirety. And it's a lot. There's a lot going on here, 2 pages of it. But long story short, they've got a podcast called This Is Rad. And it's about things that are rad and talking to people that have things in their life that they think are rad. And they've been doing it for 10 years.
And they had Eagle Bones Falcon Hawk on
They
it.
did. And also it sounds like they have a connection to Mira Mesa, which is where we are right now.
Yeah.
So they know where I live, which is not threatening at all. No, it's totally cool and awesome.
Well, you know, to the extent that apparently their girlfriend / graphic designer's
It's from here.
mother uses the same UPS shipping location.
That's funny.
That we use for our PO box.
So everyone go check out the This Is Rad podcast. I know I'm going to.
Yeah.
For sure. All right. Bye, everyone.
Stay grounded.